how do you take feelings that don't have a visual representation per se, like grief or loss or fear or pain, and how do you transform that from words or an expression into something physical that people are forced to navigate around in a space? What would it look like? What would it feel like? What would the weight of it be? How do you make something intangible tangible? I find that that can come to be manifested in so many different ways. That's what I'm interested in exploring within the work. I have a background in making and in craft that really informs my practice. I tend to make large-scale installations with fiber and natural materials that will either include thousands of knots, thousands of items that have been stitched together, many different materials that are combined into one undulating mass. It might look almost like an abstraction or a representation that just references enough the human body. As an artist, we tend to have different obsessions, and mine is perhaps to take up space, to give a voice to these feelings that are the residual effect of the trauma that still live inside myself and my body. What draws me to continue to do this isn't so much just to recreate my experience with it, but to create spaces that the viewer can come and bring whatever of themselves shows up when they experience my work. My exploration of these themes is very much tied to my personal experience as a survivor of sexual violence and abuse. I was denied a voice to discuss what was happening at the time. From an early age, I had this deep-rooted desire to express myself, to try to take all of these feelings, all of this darkness that I experienced, and transmute it into something different. For me, it's not so much if they like the work or if they understand it. Does it make them feel something? Does it move them? Does it unsettle them intimately? That's what I want to do. Typically, I view collaboration almost more with physical space. With Jerome and Benedict, there was this natural synergy there where they immediately, I think, understood what I could bring to the table. My sensibility was just beautifully in conversation and in concert with their own.
The pieces that we make are very, very soft, like soft lines and everything, but it's very raw ceramic. Yeah. And we wanted to have that kind of contrast and struggle of power in between the two mediums, where the fiber actually like breaks apart, but also binds together.
We were able to, in essence, vibe off of each other as I do with the physical space or with ideas, and we could respond to each other in the physical vessels, in the scarification, in the tears and the openings that they created. I never set out to be a sustainable artist. I think I'm just fortunate that I'm drawn to these types of materials that can be reused. A lot of my installations, they're so large scale that I often am thinking how to refactor the material, how to reawaken it in a new way. I really started making the wild and strange things inside me, giving them space to live and taking risks and following them when I stopped letting fear dictate my choices and stopped letting that hold me back from what I really wanted to make. My name is Kat Howard. I'm a fiber artist, and I live and work in Kingston, New York.